What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Film Study for Rookies. Today, man, we're breaking down Joe Flacco. Yes, the quarterback who won the Super Bowl, 10 plus years ago. We're breaking him down because he's going to be the starting quarterback for Sheduer's first year in the NFL. It all sounds crazy, but the reason for today's video is to see, what does Flacco have left in the tank? First player we're going to look at right here. Kind of all sorts of confusing. I don't think we're supposed to have both players, right here, unless it's a Hail Mary, but we still have a whole quarter left, right? But what I like about Flacco right here, all right, too high look from the Jags right here. He sees that safety come up. The second he sees that, he's going to let it rip to his guy right there. All right, to me, nice throw because that safety's coming up. You put it where only your guy could get it right there. Now it almost gets deflected by that inside DB because where the receiver took him. But overall, this first play we're looking at, all right, touchdown from last year on 3rd and 15. Pretty good throw. Let's jump to play number 2 right here. All right, against the Jaguars. Flacco's going to throw it up. And this is the thing with Flacco, and it's always been the thing with Flacco, is Flacco's going to throw whatever Flacco wants to throw, right? 6-man protection right there. In theory, this was the right throw, right? Run that back real quick. Too high look once again from the Jags, all right? Drop into a single high look. You got a robber underneath. So you're going to have your corner out right there on that outside. If you can put that to where only he can get that, it's a good throw. But where he puts this, you can see he puts that on the inside. Ideally, that should be on the outside over here. But when you start Joe Flacco, okay, your receivers better bail him out sometimes, all right? And then right here, he's going to throw this thing for 50 yards. So you're going to get plays like we saw in the last play, right? But you're also going to get plays like this where Flacco, take a look right here. All right, clean pocket. Throws that thing 50 easy. So you see how Joe Flacco works? Sometimes he's going to make some big throws where you're going to be like, what's he thinking, right? And then you look at these last 2 plays right here. I mean, just absolutely destroy the Jaguars defense right there. Absolutely destroy it. Flacco puts that thing on a leash. So we saw the Jaguars, right? Now let's look at the Titans right here. This right here was a great play call and a great throw. All right, why a great play call? Let's take a look right here. So we're going to have a dig right here. Bang, too high look. Safety sees that. He also sees this receiver potentially running an out route. So if that's the case, bang, can almost forego my assignment a little bit. Let me try and cheat down real quick, right? Because Flacco's got to be going to that. He's not going to the out route, or if he does, somebody's going to be right there. Let the play develop, out and up. And look what happens. Easy money right there. All right, good throw too. Let's check out the next one right here. On this play, it's 2nd and 30. All right, Colts only down by 7. Flacco's going to let that thing rip right there. And what a catch, man. All right, so Flacco, as you can see, he's going to make the right read in theory, right? He's going to put the ball where it's supposed to be as far as how to attack the cover 3, how to attack the cover 2. Now, sometimes the throws, a little high, a little outside, a little inside, but he's going to read the defense like you want him to. And now we're going to jump to the Bills. So we saw what he did against the Vikings defense, which the Vikings had a pretty good defense. Bills, kind of same thing. All right, and right here, they just run that dagger concept. So, we're going to go over the top right there. Bang, send our guy underneath. Bada bing, bada boom. Look at that right there. That's exactly how you want to attack that right there, right? Cover 2 look right there. Bang. Find that hole right there, man. Find that hole right there on 2nd and 8. Could he have gone underneath? Sure. Probably could have gone underneath right here, potentially got the first down. But he's going to let it rip right here. Take a look. I mean, he's going to let it rip. And the other thing you have to like is the anticipation. He's anticipating, right, his guy being the only one to get it. You got this to be potentially playing, I think, DeMar Hamlin right there too. Look where Flacco puts that, man. Not bad. As we keep it going, all right, against the Bills once again, all right, Bills get a little bit of a bigger lead. I mean, you can't argue with some of these throws, right? Bills right here in that cover 2, trail technique underneath, right, because you got help over the top. I don't think he wanted to give up that much separation, but look where Flacco puts that. I mean, this is what you're getting with Flacco. You're getting some of the crazy throws, which we're going to get to in a second. I know a lot of these are all touchdowns, big 20-yard catches, because I didn't want to show you guys all 5-yard throws because Any quarterback can do that. But can you stretch the field? Can you throw it 20+ yards? And you're seeing, as of right now, Flacco, he can still do that, right? Let's keep it going. Let's get a couple more before we get to the head scratching plays, right? So like right here, this is one of those where you're like, how did that happen, right? I mean, take a look at this. He's going to get hit right here, and he's just going to throw it up. And we talked about this with Flacco, right? So cover one look from the defense right here, single high safety over the top. Was this Pittman right here with the catch? I mean, you see what I'm saying? You're going to get the good Flacco. The Flacco's going to throw things up, and your receiver's going to bail him out. Or we're going to look at the Flacco who might throw a pick or two. Let's jump to that real quick. So we're going to jump back to the Bills right here. All right, looks like man-to-man on that front side. Flacco's going to throw it up a little high. Comes off the receiver's hands, as you're going to see right there. A little high. That one to me is kind of a 50-50. A little high, but it also hit his hand. So I'm not going to put too much stock into that one. And now we're going to jump to the Titans right here. A little motion. All right, they're going to run the fake right there. And Flacco. All right, this time it doesn't work. And what I mean by that is, take a look right here. He knows he's about to get hit, right? Take a look at this. He knows he's going to get hit. So he's like, all right, I'm just going to get rid of it real quick. And I mean, he throws it right to the safety. Take a look right here. This safety, we're going to let it run. He really doesn't move. Let me run that back real quick. For what? 1, 2. He doesn't move, right? So this is the downside of Flacco right here, right? You saw the positive, right? The ball placement, read it in coverage. But then you get this side of Flacco where you're like, Flacco. What are we doing right here? 3rd and 8. We got a field goal. Don't throw anything crazy, all right? And then DB jumps in, right? DB just jumps that route. The DB essentially runs that route for the receiver. You're going to see that DB right here in trail technique once again, right? Because he has help over the top. If he's in trail technique and he sees you cut, I promise you he's going to jump it. Because worst case scenario, you turn that thing up, bang, you're running right into the safety right there, right? So let the play develop. I mean, look at that. He's reading that. He sees the hip sink. He's like, okay, I know exactly what's coming. Turns his head around. I mean, that's easy money right there, right? Let's keep it going. A few more plays to look at before we discuss, Flacco in Cleveland, right? So right here, essentially, once again, cover 3 from the Bills right here. And Flacco just never takes his eyes off the receiver, as you're going to see right here. Take a look. Just never takes his eyes off the receiver, right? DB right here playing that hook. He's going to pass it off to the corner or safety over the top. Right, and then bang, he's going to pick that thing off. Let's take a look at our last play right here. Let it develop. Throws the screen, and it gets picked off. Look, final thoughts, man. Let's run this back real quick and take a look. Final thoughts of this right here. Is Flacco going to be a savior for the Browns? No, but I also don't think Sheduer, Gabriel, or Kenny Pickett should start for that team anyway, right? To me, that seems like you're going to almost halt their growth. Now, Kenny Pickett, however you view about him, to me, he still has room to grow. Maybe he won't be great, but I still think he has room to grow. I think Gabriel has room to grow, and I think Sheduer obviously has room to grow as well. Putting them in week 1, week 2, week 3 with that new team, I think you potentially stunt their growth. So Flacco starting to me seems like the right decision, right? And then depending on how he does, you bring somebody else in. So with that being said, that's going to wrap it up. Film Study for Rookies is out. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy. Peace.